in there.
Okay. Do I need to monitor comments? Do you monitor comments?
I will monitor the comments.
I will monitor the comments. I told her to put that. Singing so loudly. It's like, oh my goodness. That thing's loud. Got my very efficient pieces of paper here.
I don't want that to show up. So maybe I won't do that. But I need to get in there. You can talk to them. We're live.
Oh, okay. I don't know who we're talking to because I can't see anything. I mean, I guess I could look. Are we live on Facebook?
Yeah, it should be Facebook and
Oh, I see us.
YouTube.
I see us. Okay.
Just try not to make it all noisy.
I'm gonna share it to my own page somehow. I can't do that.
All right, so let's look at this here. Watch this. This is gonna be cool.
I don't. Every time, I never know how I need to how I share this. For the life of me.
Hey Ryan, we're here. Sorry, I'm boomering it up right now.
It's the story of our lives. I'm like, how do I share this on my personal page? Couldn't tell you.
The one that I'm looking for.
And I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Brand. Let's do.
I don't know how to share my own video. I don't know how to do it.
Let's do this one.
Should just be an option. Like, oh, sure. I can't do it.
Sorry, you guys are going to get some weird screen stuff right now because I'm trying to figure it out here. My apologies. We're doing something new.
I guess I could copy link, maybe?
There we go. I'm happy with that.
Going live.
All right.
Paste my link.
All right, I think we're good now. Let's make it all. Let's make us big here.
I'm already big.
There we go. All right.
Make me bigger. Oh, we're wearing the same color shirt.
Yeah, we're cute.
Totally unplanned. I don't.
Somebody on Facebook said, "What happened to the purple hair color?"
Oh, the purple hair. It's supposed to be purple. At the ends, maybe it's still a little bit. But my stylist's like, well, I got this other, like, I'm going to do a more permanent color. Maybe it'll stay in longer, but it looks more red. So before I go on my trip to Japan, I'm going to get it purple-fied again because I miss the purple.
All right, I had some cool background set up, but I don't know how to use this thing yet. So you're just gonna look at this. So sorry.
Oh, I didn't even know there was cool backgrounds.
Yeah,
if you hadn't said it, then
cool
no one would know. Now they're like,
I know.
Where's the cool backgrounds, Jason?
All right.
Way to let us down.
Yeah, I let him down. Sorry. Pretty okay. You get what you pay for, which is nothing. All right. So you can put the comments on the screen. That's fun.
Wow. Yeah. Also, if you're on Facebook and you share something, it's like real crazy.
Facebook user is fan0. Yeah, you got to do some special, crazy, funky thing on Facebook to give permission. But now that we know who it is, that's fine.
There could be more than one Facebook user someday.
Someday.
So for those of us here, those of you here with us live now, we are starting the 100 outside the 100, which if you're listening to the podcast, we are covering our top 100 games of all time. Last week we did from 100 to 86.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the off weeks, we're going to try to go from 200 to 101. So tonight we'll start at 200. I don't know how far.
We'll go till we get tired. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer. I want to try to look at the camera. So let me do this.
I'm already tired.
There, I'll do this. So
Constantly tired.
So it looks like I'm looking at the camera at least.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day. Had to get a last minute Halloween costume. Had to give our cat medicine. So that's like hunting it down, making it take the medicine because she's an old lady and she needs to be on pain and anxiety meds like the rest of us. And then we buried our other cat. So our male cat died yesterday. So it's been a little traumatic. It's been a little, and we're gearing up to go to JuliaCon this weekend, games. So it's a lot right now. It's a lot, but we're here because we like to talk about games.
Yep. You want to go first so I can figure out how to use this while you're talking?
Okay, so Jason's gonna ignore me while I'm talking per usual.
Yeah.
So Jason has his on his computer. I like to go analog with my Post-its. These are my favorite office supplies, like these long Post-its. Love them. Can you read it?
Yep.
Okay. My number 200. We'll start at 200. My number 200. Do we have this one, right?
Yeah, it's behind you somewhere.
I thought so. I'll never find it. Jason rearranges the room and I'm like, couldn't tell you where anything is. My number 200 is Woolly Wammoth. Our friend introduced it to us. You are a family of cave dwellers and you are trying to kill these mammoths so you have meat for your people. But mammoths can also charge at you. So it's like this simultaneous card selection, where you're deciding how far the mammoths are going. But everyone else who's playing with you, their cards also add to the movement of the mammoths. And there's some special ones, and there's some like ones that allow them to move back. You're also moving. There's tar pits that show up. It's silly. The theme I think is really fun. It's just a cute game. Yeah.
Good evening, whoever Facebook user is. Good evening. Yeah, Woolly Wammoth is great. It's a stupid little push your luck game. It's silly, but it's fun.
All right.
It's like down there somewhere. Maybe down at the bottom, or right there behind my head.
Oh yeah, the art is.
I got it right there. You don't need to pull it out.
Okay, the art's kind of fun too. Like the cave people, like the way they look. It's fun. I don't know who the artist is, obviously.
Yeah. Culpeo Fox. There you go.
Culpeo Fox.
All right, so my number 200. I'm going to spoil it right now for you.
So that was 200 Woolly Wammoth.
Is Arch Ravels.
Really? I think this might be higher.
Yeah, I don't know. We played this game a lot, and I like it. I do like it. I just wish there was more to it.
It is simple.
Yeah, I think part of the reason that it's on my list, well, I'll show you some of the components on here because they're really nice. Look at these bad boys. Instead of taking it, look at that. That's a tray inside the game. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just it's a game where you have this little piece and you're selecting an action. You can't pick the same action 2 times in a row. So if you always have to move it, kind of like Scythe or Villainous or whatever. And then you're trying to collect yarn to make things. Trying to make gloves, hats, teddy bears, scarves, blankets. And you're trying to fulfill those contracts as gifts to give those things away to score points. That's it. It's a really fun little game. It is, I mean, it's fun. It just sometimes I just want a little more out of it, I think. Like if I'm playing with people that don't play a ton of games, this is a great game for that. Because it looks fantastic and it'll suck people in with the theme. Everybody knows what knitting is. So there you go. Or crocheting, whatever the theme is.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think it might be both. Because
Facebook user Scott. Hey, Scott.
I saw that. Because they give you a pattern actually to one of the items they show. I think they have the pattern for knitting and crocheting.
Got it. So that's my 200 Arch Ravels.
Yeah, this one is one of those that has like a theme. Is that mine?
That's probably mine. My phone is crazy.
A theme that can draw non-gamers in. But it is definitely light for like really light. Like maybe we could house rule it or make a gamer expansion or something. I don't know. It's good. My number 199, I think, would be higher if I've only played it 2. I think. Did I play it? Did we play it 3? No.
I think we've only played it 2. It needs to be played at more than 2.
I'm gonna play it 2. I think I would like it better, but then I'm also worried that if we play it more than 2, it'll be mean.
Yeah, that's true. We stay out of each other's way.
Right, and that game is Moonshine Empire. So we backed this on Kickstarter because the components looked amazing, and they are amazing. You've got little vehicles because you are ultimately making shine, and then you have to take the moonshine in a variety of ways to get to the center. You can either sell it somewhere or you can get it to Pappy.
Yes.
But you have to get it through the swamp, which has a variety of terrain, as many of you who are familiar with the swamp may know. So you've got little jeeps, you've got airboats, you've got regular boats, you've got trucks.
Yeah, there's trucks, little airboats,
boats. Oh.
Yeah, cars. Yeah, I don't know. There's like 4 different types of vehicles. You can see them on this picture here.
Yeah, so you've got all these vehicles, and then so you're transporting the moonshine, and it's cool because
a jeep.
Jeep. Everybody fits in there, and the moonshine fits in there, right? And then, but each vehicle only has a certain range, so it's really a game of building. What is the word I'm looking for?
Network.
Yeah, a transportation network. So you've also got like a gator that's moving around. So you run to the gator, but you can also give moonshine to the gator, so he'll back off. There's cops coming around. You are able to like upgrade your still and stuff to make your moonshine even better. So you're collecting money.
The characters can hold moonshine too, which is
fantastic. Yeah, the characters hold the moonshine, and then
see if we can find a picture of that.
It's super cute.
I ran out of pictures.
The components are awesome.
There you go. These are holding.
And also, I think that the theme of the game is funny and fun. But we played it too, so we kind of built our own networks instead of each other's way, which made it not mean. And it was just like, okay, how can we run everything really efficiently and move things efficiently? But I think the idea really is that you're using these different modes of transportation and then kind of abandoning them and moving on to another one. So 4-wheelers.
Oh yeah, I saw that right before that. Yeah.
So you are like, the idea is to then, I want to leave this here, but I don't want to leave an advantage for another player because then they can use my network. But it's not really my network. So I think it could get mean with more than 2 players, but with 2 players, I feel like it doesn't shine. See what I did there? Like it should. But it's still a good game. So 199, Moonshine Empire.
Good game. I'm not sure where it is on my list, but if it's on here, we'll find out about it later. So my number 199 is actually a game. I know. I was surprised.
This is criminally.
Yeah. It's a game that we played a lot, and I really do like it, but apparently not enough to be in the top 100. And that is Hickory Dickory. I don't like that one. Go back to this one. This one.
You're too busy messing with your little thingies.
This one. There we go. Yeah, so Hickory Dickory, this is a game we picked up, I don't know, a while ago. And it is your Hickory Dickory Dock, Mouse on the Clock, all that thing. It's a worker placement game, kind of. You're using these little mice. Let me see if I can find some pictures. Insect collection. You're using these mice. They're going to be on this wheel of the clock. They're going to be on a hand and a clock, and they're going to move around from the 12 to the 11.
They can't see you move that.
Well, okay, they're going to move around from the 12 to the 11. And you can decide if you want to keep riding it, kind of like Zolkin style, keep riding it to get to a better action, or you can jump off and take the action that you're at.
Or someone else can force you off.
Or someone can force you off. They can jump in the back of you can't see that either. You can jump in the back of here and push all these mice forward. I don't know if you can see that plus sign, but we'll say you can. And you're trying to collect these different tokens. Let me see if you can see a better picture of the tokens. These tokens here to fulfill contracts, to get a certain amount of points, and to fill in this grid that's on the board here to score more points. It's a really interesting little game. It's got some weird, like a weird paw mechanism thing where it blocks down some of the spaces and all that stuff too every round. But it's really fun. I don't know why it's this low, but the fates of Pub Meeple said it was this low, so that's where we are. And yeah, that's my number. What number is this? 199. Hickory Dickory.
I'm almost positive this will come up on the podcast for me. It's really fun. The different types of mice have different abilities, and so knowing when to use them and how to use them best to maximize what you're doing, I think is like a really thinky puzzle and a really cute game. My number 198 would be higher if I had played it recently, and it's so pretty. It's one of the Days of Wonder games that they do a great job of production, and that is Yamatai. Y'all know I'm sucker for an ancient Dune game, and this one you're building torii gates and shrines and your own buildings and using these tiles to like collect ships to like make these routes so that you can put things on these islands. It's so pretty. And there actually kind of is a lot going on, but we have not played it. I mean, I think you said you played it solo or something.
I played it 2-player by myself. Yeah, because that's how I like to roll.
But not
apparently,
we haven't played it with other people in quite some time.
Look at this board.
The art is gorgeous. It's got all those the great tangible tactile pieces that you put out there. I love that. I love like trying to make the most, because if you can get multiple buildings of your type, like you can make more money off them or something, score more points for a long time.
Yeah, I just played it that long ago. I still don't remember. So it's easy to play, but we don't play it enough, and I can't remember it how it works. But it looks fantastic, though. Look at it on the picture.
It does.
We're really good at this.
Pretty okay. But yes, I would like to play this more. Yeah, Jason plays a lot of 2-player by himself.
Yeah, I like to do that, Ryan. It's fun.
I think
it helps me learn how to play the game, so when I'm teaching, and it helps me do multiple strategies. To a crappy one to a not as crappy one usually.
But I think he's also trying not to do the Rada thing where he's like, oh, I want to go here.
And Scott,
I want to go here.
If we get together, we'll play some Yamatai. For sure. We will play games at some point. We will.
We'll play games.
Some point we will.
So that was my 198 Yamatai.
All right. Now, let me see if I can find my 198.
It's so fun to say. Yamatai.
Okay. My 198 is a game we actually played not that long ago. And it might actually be higher now.
I know. That's so hard as these lists are so...
And my number, what number? 198?
198. This is criminally low.
Is...
Also.
Wait for the reveal. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Oh my gosh. You're not allowed to do this next time.
Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Yeah, we just played this not that long ago. And this is a little polyomino game where you're building a funky castle. Of the way that the crazy king wants. He wants crazy rooms next to each other. Maybe he wants a bunch of dungeons. Maybe he just wants corridors. Someone's going to be the master builder. They're going to set the prices of these things. You're going to spend money, pay it to them, and then you're going to be building your castle. And you want to get certain rooms next to other rooms to score points. You want to fulfill these goals, get all this different other things going on, just to score a pile of points. Hey, what's going on, DJ? Well, show us. Thanks. So Castles of Mad King Ludwig is a fantastic game. If you haven't seen it, here's some pictures of some funky castles. It can look something like this. Just stuff laid out. That's kind of how the tiles look. That actually looks really nice. They never look like that.
Never look like that.
But it's a fun game. Different kinds of rooms. You can put a bunch of bedrooms next to each other. You can put nothing but dungeons if you want. Nothing but basement rooms.
That's all I want to do.
However you want to play. You're trying to score these gold cards here. And then some of the special rooms that the Mad King wants. So that's my 198. The Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Oh, yeah. The app.
Oh, I have the app. It's really good. The app is really good.
I know. Thank you. Castle should not be this low. It is not that low.
All right. Me. We're going to ban DJ. Ban button.
No. I agree.
No, I did say it's probably too low. I agree. It's probably too low.
Jason lists every year is like fake news. He's like, yeah, this seems right. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
So the problem with my list is I think I rate my games of how bad I want to play them. And my top basically 20 is always the same. Because I always want to play V-Tal games. Spoilers. I always want to play, heavy games, but when it gets down to the 200, it's a free for all. It's madness. Whatever happens, happens. So you can talk about your next one.
Okay. Yeah, it's bad. My next one is where it should be. We played this a couple times with our friends. We do not own this game. So my 197 is Super Motherload. It is a theme I don't love because I think Jason algorithm. I think
What did he say? The Jason algorithm. Yeah, it's
whack.
Yeah, it's a crazy algorithm. You don't want any part of that.
No one else uses it. Super Motherload, it's like this. I think it's spacing because you're drilling on a planet, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're on like Mars or some planet like that. Yeah.
But you are like drilling using these cards, so it's sort of like deck building.
Everybody has their own personal deck that you can buy cards from. Yeah.
But you need certain colors of cards to allow you to drill certain types of minerals or whatever they are. As you're moving down through this map. So I think the concept is really cool. It's not higher because, again, I don't like anything remotely space themed, and it's ugly. But I think
the cards are okay. But that looks pretty boring.
Yeah, but using the cards like to apply to the board, I'm always a fan of that. There are others I think that do it much better, but I think that this is kind of like an intriguing way
So
to.
this part of Jason's list is pure anarchy. That's true. Yes, that is correct.
Yes, Dig Dug, the board game.
It is Dig Dug, the board game for sure.
It is. Even though I never played Dig Dug.
Oh, it's great. It's that board game. That's what it is.
But I like the game. We don't own it, so maybe it would be higher. And if the theme was like, maybe digging through like picturesque layers of the Grand Canyon, or like you find fossils, just something a little more interesting than digging through the crust of Mars, it'd probably be higher because I am that petty. But the game play I think is really fun. So 197 Super Motherload.
Oh, this is really low too. My 197 is an Alexander Pfister game, and honestly, I always want to play this more. And every time I play it, I love it, and then I forget about it. So I don't know. I clicked positive to this every single time that I rated it, and that is Broom Service.
No, are you kidding me? I used to hate this game, and it is way higher on my list.
Well, your list is clearly not as good as mine. I have a lot of great games in my list. I don't know.
I have basically the same games.
So Broom Service is a Pfister game, Alexander Pfister. I think there's a co-designer, but I can never remember the co-designer. So if you co-designed this game and happen to be watching, I apologize to you. But this is a simultaneous action selection where you're picking 4 or 5 different cards out of these like 9 cards that you have. Everybody has the same cards. And you're going to pick some cards, and you're going to take an action. Now, when it comes to you have a choice. You're going to do a cowardly version of that action, which means you're guaranteed to do the action. Or
at a weaker level.
At a weaker level. Or you're going to do the brave action, which is better, the best. But it's going to, if you do that brave action, only the last, oh yeah, the co-designer is listed on BGG.
Good, oh, you're so cool with your fancy.
So the co-designer is Andreas Pelikan. But anyway, if you do the brave action, you can, only the last person that picks the brave action gets to take that action. So if I go first and I say brave, and 3 other people go and they all say brave, only the last person who happens to have that card in their hand and plays brave gets to take it. Because if somebody plays that card and you have it, you have to play it. And you're trying to move these witches around and make deliveries to these different locations. Move
and
druids around, collect potions, get magic wands to make the weather clouds go away and all that kind of stuff. It's a really fun game. It's not super mean, but it has to have 5 players. Otherwise, it turns into these like dummy cards, which I don't really love. So this is one of the few Euro games where you got to play a maximum player count, and I'm okay with that. So my number, whatever this is, Broom Service.
197.
197.
It shouldn't be 197. You are right. This game is really good, and I know Jason loves this game.
I do.
And it is really fun to play with a big group because you can like program your turn, but you don't always get to decide what the order that they actually.
Why'd you want to pull your hair out? Did the kids mess it up? Did they keep calling brave? Because that would be really annoying.
It is fun with adults. It's a fun to hear like adults say, I'm a brave weather fairy. I'm a cowardly weather fairy. I don't know. It's a good game. It's
Yeah.
I really like it. And I think, is there a card version? We talked about this.
Yeah, there is a card game, but I've never played that one. I mean, the basic game has cards, but it has a board. But the card game has no board.
I like the events. That's probably like my favorite to like throw it in there. And
yeah, they're not that difficult.
Yeah. Okay. My number 196 is new this year.
Yeah, we just got it.
Did you back it or did we
made a trade for it?
In addition to many music games we have Trollfest. So Trollfest, and I didn't think I would like it because I was like, come on, man. And at first we started playing it, I'm like, this was not good. But it really grew on me. So you are traveling around this map, going to different places to get creatures, some of which are trolls,
Yes.
to join your band. And so you can get different bonuses and points for having
kind of looks like Ticket to Ride right here.
Yeah. It's not, but it looks like it. Bonuses for having maybe all of one race or a mix of all the different ones. Like different cards play for different types of musicians that can play different things, having a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're kind of going around doing shows, different places. I think you're like collecting fans. You can sell merch and things. It's just like a fun take on the band tour theme. It's not my favorite one. We have some other ones that I like better.
This one's sillier though.
But it's silly.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It says it plays in 45 minutes. And that's probably true.
It's pretty, and
it's lightning
it's
fast.
quick. It's super quick. So it's just kind of a fun way to do like that music tour. Like there's some other ones I like better, like I said, but fun, silly, quick. Trollfest 196.
Yeah, I like that game. I don't know where it is on my list, so maybe I don't like it at all.
You probably don't.
My number 196 would be higher, but I've only played it one time, and the rule book is a disaster. And I've learned this game like 9 times to play it once.
I don't think I've played it.
I got this game in a trade with Scott.
You're blaming Scott.
No, I am blaming Scott. I got it in a trade from Scott. But the game is Craftsman. And this is a game that, let me try to explain it. It's a worker placement game where you're trying to acquire these different cards, and the cards are going to produce different things. And ultimately, you're trying to get this huge engine going where you're going to produce from this card. It produces into this card, which produces over to this card, which then shifts stuff back into this card and produces over here. You have this huge line of cards in front of you. But to get there, there's like 100 pages of rules. It's what it feels like reading it. They're not exciting rules. And the game is fun, I think. But I remember the card part the best. The engine, building the engine was really fun. Everything else, I couldn't tell you how the worker placement works, but I did really like the card system.
So is that kind of like on Lorenzo, where you have those engines that you're running with cards?
Similar. It's more in depth. Like here, I'll show you this.
Or like London, maybe.
Yeah, this one's got like arrows. So like that card, the top card on the left, the purple one, will feed into that bottom one, which then will feed into that bottom one. So all these 3 of these cards will feed into other cards, just ultimately feed into that bottom card to score you a bunch of points. So you got this like really complicated engine that you're feeding into other things.
I kind of like that.
That's a cool part. It's just really hard to learn and play. And if I could play this more, I would probably like it more. But every time I want to play it, I'm like, man, I want to learn it again. And then I don't even know if I did learn it correctly. So I don't know. It's on my shelf. I like it, but it's too hard to relearn. So that's it. So my number 196, Craftsman.
Oh. They're gone now.
Used to be a good video for Craftsman. Oh, nice. Yeah, I watched Heavy Cardboard, and I think Rado played through it at one point as well. And I watched his video like 5 times. But again, watching Rado is kind of confusing because he does oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do yeah. So, yeah.
I feel like I have to know the rules before I watch Rado, because then I feel like I see different types of strategies and ways to play. But
yeah, and whoever put this comment, again, my list is, you can call it arbitrary if you want to, but yes, this game made it higher than Castles of Magic and Love, a game which I do know how to play, and Broom's Service also, which I do know how to play. Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all see what I'm working with here. Makes no sense. Every year we do this, and I'm like, what is Jason doing? And he'll like put it together, he'll agonize over it and make a decision. He does it like a week ahead of me, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, this works out. And he's like, yeah, mine looks great. And I'm like, he starts talking about him. Completely asinine choices that don't make sense.
Some of them will make sense, hopefully, eventually. We'll see.
We'll see. My number 195 is a small box game. I love these. We got a bunch of these from AG.
Mm-hmm.
AG used to, I think at Origins, they would go and bring a bunch of stuff, and you could get like 4 games. If you bought like 4 of these little games, you get them for like $20. So $5 a piece. I'm like, yeah, it's a good deal because they're cheapos. And they turn out to be really great games. I actually have 2 on this set. And the first one is Ravenous River. I know I talk about this on the podcast. I talked about it before. It's this really fun game. 2 to 7 players, so you can kind of play a lot.
Oh, these pictures are really great.
Well, that's what the box art is like. I mean, they don't have a ton on there. The art is not good, okay? But it is kind of like a food chain idea, or like rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock kind of thing. So it's like, okay, like lion eats ox. It doesn't really work out because some of these animals are herbivores. Just suspend that belief. So there's like a chain, a ranking. Everyone gets a card that is their card, like, ooh, I'm the fox. So I want the fox to cross the Ravenous River. I don't want the fox to get eaten in the boat by an animal that's higher in the food chain than it. And I don't want the fox to get off the boat on the other side and then get eaten on the other side by someone that came in the other boat. So you have some cards that allow you to kind of manipulate the boats, manipulate animals. You also can move animals around from place to place.
And it gives you the hierarchy on the card of what eats what, too.
Hierarchy on the card. It's so easy. Like, you can only do a couple things on your turn. But the thinking, the choices, I think it does need some Clemens Franz. What is he doing? I need to send him a message.
I don't know. Clemens Franz is 1,000 times better than whoever that artist is.
Because, Clemens Franz and I are tight. And I'll just...
Patronize seems like a good one. I've been wanting to play that one.
Oh, yeah.
I like Valley of the Kings. Kitty doesn't like Valley of the Kings.
I don't like Valley of the Kings. I can't quite put my finger on it. But I don't like it. But I do, and there's another one I'll talk about that's probably my favorite. There's a reason it is, but this one is really fun because it's simple action. It gives what I love in games: simple choices. No, simple turns, simple mechanics, simple. This is what I can do, but what am I gonna do? Thinky, like puzzly. It's like a word problem. Like, you have a sack of grain, a goose, and a fox, and you have to get them across the river. Plus, like, who goes in the boat? Who do you leave behind? How does that work out? That's kind of in this game. And despite the ugly art, it's really fun. So 195 is Ravenous River.
I don't think that's on my top 200. I do like it, but I remember last time we played it, it was like, for some reason, I felt like I was an idiot trying to relearn that game. All right, so my number 195 is a little card game. We played it a ton with Katie's aunt and her cousins, and her aunt got really mad, but it's still fun.
Irrationally angry.
Yeah, and the game is called, let me find it. It's called Volumino, and this is a little Volumino. This is from Bruno Catala, a little trick-taking, well, sort of like a ladder climbing game where you're trying to play a higher card than somebody else. And you're going to be playing these cards either individually, or you can play pairs or sets of cards. And then the points are like, it's like five points per each card. And then the last number, I don't know. It's some weird funky thing, but you want to try to get rid of your cards. You want to get rid of all the cards in your hand. If you can do that, you're going to score the most points. And you're basically doing a race going up a hill. So over the course of 5 rounds, you're trying to go out as many as you can, but going out early in the race is not as good as going out later in the race. So maybe I go out in round 1 and 2, but then someone else goes out in round 4 and 5. They're probably going to win. So you're trying to go out, but go out when it's the best part of the race. There's a couple mean cards, which is what made her aunt mad, where you can like steal cards from people and then give them a crappy one back. It's not really that mean. I don't know.
No.
But she was not having it. This is what the cards look like. It's silly animals on bikes.
Yeah.
There's whoever wins the previous lap gets that little carrot jersey, and you're just trying to score points. That's it. Simple little ladder climbing, shedding game, but it's fun, and I like it. It's not my favorite card game, but it is enjoyable and worthy of the list. So 195, Volonimo. It feels like it should be Volumino.
It is Volumino.
No, it's Volonimo. Volonimo.
Oh, yeah. Because velo.
Yeah, and speed. Yeah. Maybe minnow means nimo means uphill. Speed uphill. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, because we all know you're so good at other languages.
I'm great at language.
Yeah, there are other card games that have like that ladder kind of stuff that I like better. So that one's not in my list as high. My number 194 should be higher because it's the kind of game I think I really like. But I think we've only played it once.
Yeah, and it's a beast of a teach too.
It is, but I really want to play it again. And that game is Maracaibo. And yes, so I know those of you are like, what? That's like totally your kind of game. Why is it so low? It's because I played it once. We do own a copy now.
We do.
And I want to play it. I haven't really played. Is this my first Alexander Fisher game? No, Blackout Hong Kong.
Blackout Hong Kong. Well, Broom Service, technically.
Okay.
Was the first one that you played.
That's true. But one of his bigger ones, and I was surprised because I really enjoyed it.
All that beige.
Moving around the water. Is it the Mediterranean? I forget where. No.
Well, Puerto Rico's in there. So where's Puerto Rico?
Oh, that's in the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's Caribbean. Yeah.
So you're moving around the sea, different ports, utilizing these tiles that are there, take different actions. It was really fun. And then also, we didn't play this, but there is not legacy, but like a campaign type thing where it has some story to it, which I really would think I would enjoy. Jason probably wouldn't. But I think it would be fun to just add a little bit more to it because it looks that one play, I was like, this is good. I like that you're kind of going around that circle several times. So sometimes for me, it takes a round to be like, oh, that's what I'm doing. And that's what I want to do next time. So to have that kind of the same pathway sort of open to you for several rounds, that helps me, I think, get better in my planning and in like seeing what I want to do going forward. And I think that's really cool about this game. So I want to see this move higher. I just need to play it more. So that is 194 Maracaibo.
Yep, that is a good one. That is higher on my list for sure. All right, my number 194 is actually a game I think we've played maybe twice. And I want to play it more. We just don't. Let me see if I can find it over here. And it is called My Little Pony Adventures in Equestria deck building game. And it's a deck building game, but it's a cooperative deck building game where everyone is taking on the role of a My Little Pony. And there's all these that are on the box here. Plus, I think we have one of the expansions that adds more.
Jason only wants to be Pinkie Pie.
Only Pinkie Pie. I'll never play as anybody else.
Well, there's Discord.
Nope.
Okay.
Pinkie Pie. So it has a normal deck building stuff where you're buying cards, using those cards to take actions. But in this one, you're trying to. There's these little locations you're trying to visit with your character, and then there's ultimately these cards here, which are the basically what you're trying to achieve. You have to defeat so many of those to win the game.
Goal.
Yeah, and if you can't beat those, you're going to lose. So you're just trying to accomplish all these events and these tasks as a team to win the game. I don't even know. It doesn't seem like the deck building is actually a huge deal. We've only played it once or twice, so it might be more important with some of the expansions. But in the base game, you didn't need to deck build a ton. You just needed to fight these things. So as long as you had cards to do that, you're good to go. But yeah, my number 194 is My Little Pony: Adventures in Equestria.
I didn't rank this yet, dude. Jason's totally brownie. Cheese
Oh, yeah.
sandwich.
The Weird Al pony cheese sandwich is the bomb.
I would have ranked this if we had played it more than just like that. I think once, maybe twice. Because we played with our daughter because she really liked My Little Pony, but
It's too much.
it is too complex, which I think is cool. And I would like to play it, but I had to play it without her.
And I played it solo a couple times. I was just 2 ponies, and I was Pinkie Pie and somebody else every time. Pinkie Pie is actually not that great, but I'll never not be Pinkie Pie. So yeah, I've played a little more than Katie, but as with humans, we want to play it a couple times.
So I want to play it more because I do like the ponies, and I think that the deck building is essential to be able to conquer those things. But we just really didn't get into that very much in like that quick kind of play that we did. So my number 183 is another one of those AEG small box games that I was talking about earlier, and it's probably my favorite, and that's My Star.
I'm gonna go get my watch on so that'll stop happening.
Okay, please.
I'll be back.
His phone, I don't know if it's affecting the stream.
I don't know if you can hear it, but it's super loud.
His phone is buzzing so loud. It sounds like when June bugs hit your screen in the summer, and it's like bzz, that's what it sounds like. So it's 193 is My Star. I obviously like it because it's Asian themed. So everyone is a geisha, and you have each geisha has different talents. Some are better maybe in like tea service, or some are better at music, or some are better at witty conversation. So you have these stats, and then you get cards. Start with a hand of cards, and you are trying to get rid of your cards, because when you go out, that will actually like you want little to no points. So all the cards in everyone's hand count as negative points. The cards are either customers that come and visit the geisha and they go in a certain part of your play area, or they become advertisers that like can boost up the different.
Look at those. Those are cool.
I know we don't have those. The different, not personality traits, but like
skills
that the geisha have. I think the cards look cool. The iconography is pretty easy to explain. And so once you get it, and then it's quick, there's just, I don't know, maybe 4 rounds or 5 rounds or something.
I mean, the iconography is not even important because the card says what it does.
And the card says what it does. So you're like trying to balance between using these cards as advertisers, but when you do, you have to draw a card to replace it. If you use them as a customer, they do not get replaced. That's how you're getting cards out of your hand. But really, customers with really great powers, because you use your power when they become a customer, not an advertiser, you have to have really high stats. I don't know. It's just it's again, a very simple game, but there's a lot of strategy involved in it. But it does require at least 3 players. So sometimes it doesn't get played as often. And then, I don't know, people just don't like it as much as me. But I think it's too mean.
Oh, I like it. I like this a lot. It can be mean. It can be mean. Dealing people's cards is really mean. Making them draw cards is really mean.
It's the game, man. I love it. So 193, My Star.
All right, my 193. I probably need to find it. My 193 is... All right, we just played this one not that long ago. Mm-hmm. And this is a weird one. This is a dungeon crawl where you're building words to fight monsters. So this is right up Katie's alley.
That's the wrong game completely.
I was typing what I was saying.
It's 2 words. What?
You're 2 words. I got 2 words.
I was like, I got some words.
I got 2 words for you. So good. That was not very appropriate. But anyway, whatever number this is for me is Spell Smashers.
I'll be doing the video solo next week.
And Spell Smashers is a really interesting game. It's kind of a deck builder of sorts. But you have these letter cards in your hand. Let me see if I can find a picture because it'll be easier to show you. You have these letter cards in your hand.
It's not, because you post a picture and then you try to like gesture to it. Like people can know where you're pointing at.
All right, so you have monsters that you're trying to defeat. They're going to have a coin value that they're worth if you defeat them. They're going to have an amount of damage that they'll provide back to you, and they're going to be worth a letter. So if I defeat the weird S monster there, I now have an S as part
It's
of
a
my
shapeshifter. It
hand.
says right on there.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to use cards if I can find them. I'll never find them. To make words. Cards make words. Words make cards.
This is going well.
This is going well. Let me see. We'll see how long I can stumble along. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So you're going to have a hand of letters that you're going to be making a card with, and they're going to have a certain like icon. So these are 3 plants and 3 water. Certain monsters are immune to those types of things. Some of them will take extra damage if you use certain types of monsters, vulnerabilities. And you're just trying to make enough damage to defeat a monster. That's it. You want to get monsters as trophies. You're going to go to this like weird little town to buy other things to help you. And you're just trying to score a bunch of points. That's it. That was a terrible description, but whatever. My 193 Spell Smashers. You get it. Don't make me talk about games.
I don't know. That one might be higher for me. I'm not sure. Wait. My number 192 is a trick-taking card game that...
That's why I watch BGM. Authentic equals terrible. I added that. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Authentic means kind of grabby. So
I don't think you say that. That was our interpretation.
And this is the truth. My number 192 is a trick-taking game that at first I was like, oh, everyone hypes this game. It can't be that great. But it is pretty fun. And again, like I mentioned all the time, we're Midwesterners, played the crap out of trick-taking card games, whatever. So Cat in the Box. Cat in the Box is where everybody just gets numbers, no suits. And when you play the card, you determine the color of the suit that card is. But no one can play that same card because, I mean, like in a real deck, it only exists once. So they actually just came out with this giant version or something, which at first we kind of were like, but I think it's really great for people that have vision issues, which we have several people that play this, that play games that is a big thing for them. Some of the colors in the initial...
Here's the actual box.
That's the little one, yeah.
Regular size.
Some of the colors in the initial one were so close. It was difficult to see. Yes.
Yeah, it's tricky.
When I first started playing this, I was like, what the heck is happening? The first time I played it, I was like, I freaking hate this game. I course cause a paradox like every single round. I was like, this game sucks.
I think the last time we played it, we had like 1 paradox the whole time. That was crazy.
I know. It was bananas. So this is one that really grew me because everyone was like, let's take it in the box. I'm like, But the more I played, the more I'm like, ew. Maybe I should do this. And I think I just tried a whole bunch of different ways. And I don't know that I've ever won. I can't ever get my things in a line to get extra bonuses for that. I thought you said that was going to stop.
I thought it was going to stop. This watch is a liar. It's old.
Or it's operator error, as we have seen.
That's true. That could be part of it. Yeah, that's true.
But it is fun because I think because I played so many trick-taking games, it's different. And you explain to people at first, they're like, wait, there's not, how do you know what color you're playing? I'm like, yes, you choose.
Both every color and no color.
Yes. And so like the betting is kind of difficult. There is no zero, which I don't like, that you can't bid zero.
Yeah, that is
or more than 3. But then again, those limitations, I think, maybe add to the strategy of the game. Do I know the strategy? No. I just blindly stumble along and hope they don't create a paradox. Yep. But it has grown on me, obviously. Not super high, but still in my top 200. So that is my 192, Cat in the Box.
All right, so my number 192 is probably False News. And it is a game we played once. And I'm going to explain it poorly, but what's new, right? And it is called Cryo. And this is a game from Luke Laurie, right? Yes, and Tom Jolly, where you are trying to basically get abandoned astronauts off of this planet.
I don't know that.
or hide under the planet because there's going to be some kind of like freeze or something. Because you're digging down into these tunnels.
But they're already there.
Yeah,
in the tunnel.
I don't know what the theme is.
It's like they went there and they didn't have enough energy to like get back out, so they went into like hypersleep, and then you go and wake them up.
So you have these little like drone things that you're sending out as your workers, and you're going to these different spaces to take actions. I'm going to be terrible at explaining this. We played it once, and it was a long time ago. And you're trying to ultimately move some of your characters down into these like hypersleep chambers to like an area control thing. I remember that. But eventually you're going to have all your workers out on the board, and you get to pull them back onto your player board to then get some kind of bonus to get reset to be playing more in the future. It's a really interesting game. There's way better than my explanation, which was basically nothing. So if you want to look at it, you can go check it out. I can show you some components real quick.
And it's somehow better than Broom Service and...
So there's the little drone guys that you have, and then
they do fit really neat.
Yeah.
Like the components are really cool in this game. I do.
It's a fun little game. You're trying to get your people down into these caves down here to score points. Yeah, I really like it. It is higher than Broom Service. I don't know why, but there we go. That's where we are. So number 192, Cryo.
Yeah. Go back. And I would say, Dan, in response to this, yes, there are some games that are just good and I'm bad at, and there are a lot of trick takers. Like this, honestly, is probably one of the lowest trick takers because I really like them. So there are a lot that are higher than Cat in the Box.
Did we play this with you, Dan, at that Nerdapalooza thing? I thought we played just you, or yeah, it was either this or Port Royal, or maybe both. And then you went and bought one of them. Let me know if I'm misremembering. Probably.
I don't remember. Did you do your 192? Sorry, yeah, Cryo.
Yes.
My 191 was missing off of Jason's list that he originally sent me to rank. And then I thought I added it, but then it never came up in my rankings. I don't know. So I manually added this game. And if we could actually get a copy, if we could play it again.
Oh, yeah. This would actually be on my list too, but I forgot it.
That's Tales of the Arabian Nights. This game is like choose your own adventure in a lot of ways. And there's a little
yeah, Scout and Port Royal. That's right. I knew it was something.
Scout will
at least I remember Port Royal
is higher on my list. So Tales of the Arabian Nights, you are moving your person around, you're trying to meet these objectives. What do you have to do in order to end it?
You have to because you're picking your amount of goal.
Oh,
and then you have to meet that goal and then make it back
to Baghdad. Goal of
something equaling 20.
Luck and there's two different stats.
There's two things on both sides of the board, and you're trying to, at the beginning of the game, you arbitrarily pick some numbers.
It felt arbitrary because we didn't know what you were doing.
You try to make those tracks move up accordingly to meet your pick, and then make it back to Baghdad.
It really is a lot of luck and chance in this one, but the scenarios are fun. I keep hearing about that they're going to re-implement to this with that King Arthur theme, which I actually really love that theme. That's one of my jams.
That would be cool. That'd be cool.
Because almost every King Arthur themed game I have gotten, I've only been disappointed once. Lancelot, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was woof. But otherwise, I really love that theme. I really love King Arthur. A game in my top 10 is King Arthur based. I think it's my top 10. It's my top 20 for sure.
Spoilers.
They might not know what game that is. I'm looking at it right now. It's over there. So good. I really like that theme. So that would be really great because we have looked for a copy of this game. It's just the stuff that happens is so fun and ridiculous. Because you could go and encounter the scenario and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get this like crazy drunken guy. I'm going to try and help him. Oh, he turns on you and beats you up. So then you end up with like some lingering injury and like affect stuff that you do.
What was the one thing we were like entering things, like entering animals or something?
No.
Yeah, it was real ridiculous.
We never did that.
Yes, we did. should have.
There were no animals, I think, that happened. But you can get like different, I don't want to say like superlatives, but kind of like that. Things you can carry around with you for good or ill. Different little side quests. Somebody got thrown in jail or like was wanted. Maybe. Depends on how you pronounce that city.
Yeah, true.
I guess you could say it all different ways. We'll see. But Tales of Arabian Nights, it's just a fun time. It is. I really don't think there's actual strategy to it, but it's a fun game to play. So, my number 191, Tales of Arabian Nights.
All right, my number 191 is actually it's fallen because I've played the other one by myself more, and I like it more now. And it is, wait for the suspense, My Little Scythe. Last time we played this, I think that actually it was too fast. It was over too fast, which I'm okay with, but I was just getting started and the game was over. Like Jeremy rushed his goals out there and had he played like 2 turns and had all 4 of his goals out there. But that's
why I don't like any of those things that when Stonemaier does that.
This is a kids or family weight version of Scythe. It had a My Little Pony theme originally, but they couldn't get the IP. So they have just these cute little animals.
Which are still very adorable.
Yeah, they're really cute. And you're basically doing what you're doing inside. You're moving around your minis and you're collecting apples and gems and you're trying to deliver them to the castle. You also can get in fights, a pie fight with someone else, and you're going to throw pies at each other. You may complete some quests. You may upgrade your player board, and you're trying to get 4 of your trophies, or 5 if you have an expansion, out on the board to be first to win the game. That's it. It is Scythe, but with a lot of the convolution taken away, and way streamlined and easy enough for kids to play. And I think it looks better. I like that art a lot better than Scythe, but I don't love the Scythe art. So my number 191, My Little Scythe.
I prefer this to regular Scythe because I don't know. We played it and it was more fun, but
what? My Little Scythe?
We played regular Scythe and I was like, okay, this isn't that terrible.
Yeah. Last time we played it, I liked it more.
The first time I played it, I was like, this is the worst game ever. But sometimes you just have a bad experience, and I've been trying to work hard at like giving games another shot. That it's not their fault. It's the person who taught it to me's fault. His name rhymes with Cole Jatzer.
There's a lot of those games. Yeah. I'm trying to make some of these games get a better name with Katie.
How far are we going?
Whenever you want to stop.
Well, our other kid's still awake, so we probably need to go put her to bed.
Yeah, we can do one more.
Okay, so we're gonna end. We're gonna do a full 10. My number 190. I guess a full 10 would be 189.
Full. Right? I know. 200, 199, 198, 197, 196, 195, 194, 193, 192, 191. Oh. This will be 11. We're doing 11 today.
Watch out. Number 190 is this Phil Walker Harding?
Yes.
And the game is Planted. We've talked about this, I think, maybe on the podcast or chatted online, that honestly, the more we play with other people, the longer we're in the hobby, the more that lighter games that are still good, that still have a decent amount of strategy to them, rise up in our ranks. While, yes, we love the brown beige Euros, the Vital Lacerdas. Yes, absolutely. You still find those very high on my list. I'm looking more at the big box store games because those are the games we can get people to play with us. Those are the games that get people excited about the hobby because they can easily go get them. Some of them have gotten crazy, a little crazy expensive.
Not this one.
Not this one. But I'm looking at you like Everdell.
Everdell is
unbearably
expensive.
At a big box store, it's unbearably expensive. Stupid. But Planted, you're growing plants. Shocking, right? But you are collecting like plant food. You're collecting sunlight, water. and green thumbs
Yeah, green thumb.
to grow plants. And you're trying to like grow them to like there are various levels of planthood. I don't plant growth. Various levels, which are going to coordinate with points. The what you get for the price of this.
I don't get it. I don't know how they do it.
What are other people not doing? Like it's so great. This is Buffalo, right?
Yeah, they make a butt ton of money off puzzles, so maybe
they're following
the board games can be the loss leader, and they can do really nice board games, and then make up for it with puzzles. I don't know,
but the components are fantastic. I really like the art. I mean, it's plants, but they give you like all the cards are different types of plants. This is a drafting game. I was like, do I remember this? We have actually played this quite a bit, and
we played Verdant too. I like this better than Verdant, in my opinion.
I'm trying to think if Verdant is higher. Verdant might be higher. I think I like that better because I like the other components.
It might be higher on my list too, but that doesn't mean anything. I feel like I like playing it better than Verdant.
You might as well just point to games and be like, number 200, 189. What?
I should do that. That's what I'm going to do next year. Man, my 197 is this one right here.
But Planet is really good. It's good quality components. It's easy to find. It's easy to teach. The components are awesome. Ooh, yeah. I never thought about taking the stuff out of it and putting other things.
Yeah, no, it's
for a while, it was like...
Yeah, Verdant's probably more gamery. I agree with you.
I agree. The young hipster... We don't have super young, but some of our hipster like relatives and stuff are like really and their kids or whatever really into plants. It's like a thing. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying.
So we're almost done.
But that's kind of helped them get involved, want to play. And then they're like, oh yeah, this game is good. It looks good on the shelf, looks good on the table. And it's quick, but still like competitively fun because you can also get some in-game scoring going on with the different types of plants that you have. Yeah, I like it. Like it a lot. I like it enough to be my 190 planted.
My number 190, I actually talked about the Big Brother on the podcast this last week. And this is the card version, which is called San Juan. I really like San Juan. This is a multi-use card game set in the Puerto Rico universe. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to build buildings. And you're going to have all these cards. It's from the same designer, Andreas Seifert, as Puerto Rico. But you're going to have all these cards, and they're going to have, like, different information. They're going to have a cost up here in the corner. They're going to have points that they're worth, and they're going to have some kind of special power that they do. These are all the factories that produce goods. But there's also other buildings, and the way you're going to build buildings is you have to spend amount of cards from your hand for the cost of the building. So in order to build this, I have to spend 3 cards, unless I pick a role, because this is one of those games where everybody picks the role. The person that picks it gets a better action. Everybody else does a weaker version of that action. It's been done everywhere now.
Yes, this is one of those roles. Like Jason always is like, "Why would someone pick this action?" I'm like, "I'm not picking the action for you. Yeah. Pick it for yourself."
Yeah. So you're trying to get cards so you can play the cards. You're trying to produce goods so you can have goods in your cards that spend those goods later to get more cards into your hand. Everything is driving cards into your hand so you can use cards to build buildings to score points. And the game's going to end, I think, when someone builds 10 or 12 buildings, I can't remember. And then you're going to count up your points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. It's really simple. It's fun. I like Puerto Rico better. This one gets to the table more, though, because it sets up way easier and it's faster. But Puerto Rico is a better game. But if you want that feel, check this one out. It still has the same cool action selection thing, similar buildings, and it's just a deck of cards. So my number 190 is San Juan.
I have not played Puerto Rico, but I do like San Juan. It's good.
Ooh, 3 comments.
San Juan app.
Yeah, I have that app as well. San Juan app. It was like free for a time.
I don't play any games online or on my phone. I don't. I think it's just maybe because I like the physical interaction with other people. I don't know.
What were you going to ask me before that? You said, do you like that?
I don't know. I was just thinking I would think maybe I was going to ask you if you want to like recap them, but that doesn't seem right either.
We can recap if you want. I don't care. I do have fine taste. See, Ryan gets it.
It's arbitrary.
And Ryan.
No, he's not talking to you.
Oh,
I'm not talking to you.
take it back everything I said.
Oh my
it all back.
gosh. Okay. So let's recap from 200 to 190 because we have a kid to put to bed, and I think Jason needs to go to bed too.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Do you want to do yours? Do you want me to do mine?
Yeah, I'll do mine.
Okay.
So my 200 is Arch Ravels. My 199 is Hickory Dickory. My 198 is Castles of Mad King Ludwig. 197 Broom Service. 196 Craftsman. 195 Velanimo. 194 My Little Pony Adventures in Equestria. 193 Spell Smashers. 192 Cryo. 191 My Little Scythe, and 190 San Juan.
My 200 was Woolly Mammoth. 199 was Moonshine Empire. 198 Yamatai. 197 Super Motherlode. 196 Trollfest. 195 Ravenous River. 194 Maracaibo. 193 My Star. 192 Cat in the Box. 191 Tales of the Arabian Nights. And 190 Planted. So thanks for joining us. Sorry it was late. It is late on a Friday.
It's a weekend. What else you got to do? Nothing.
Lots of stuff. Next week we will be doing 185 to
189.
no.
85.
We'll be doing 85 to
71.
71 on the podcast of our top 100.
Yes, that's correct. Text green game overhand purple blue. What?
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know what that means. I don't know.
And then the week after, so we're trying to like alternate weeks. And the week after, we'll come back to 189 of the 100 outside the 100.
Yep, that sounds right. All right. So you got what you paid for today. And you got to see me fumble through some program I've never used before. So that was fun. I know how to do it next time. So we'll see.
I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like you focus too much on it and not.
Well, I've been trying to not do that. Next time I'll be better. Or I need to set the computer up. Like right there. So I can look
so
right
it
there.
blocks the screen. Oh my gosh. Well, I've been Katie.
And I'm Jason.
Keep gaming, everybody.
Keep gaming.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. Oh, it's emojis.